Hello. This is Dr. Jade. She's the Deputy Director of the Economics Department in Bank Negara, which is the Central Bank of Malaysia. So, hello. It is such an honor to have you here. Thank you so much for being here today. Would you please introduce yourself? Tell a bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Hi, it's my pleasure to be here, Mariam. So, as you said, my name is Jade. I have been working at the central bank, in the monetary policy department for some time now. Maybe in actual work years, it's probably more than like 13 years. And I spent some time doing my PhD abroad as well. So what I do is I supervise a team. We look into analysis, economic analysis, monetary policy analysis, to support the Monetary Policy Committee to make their policy decisions. They meet about 6 times a year, and they would, you know, decide on the appropriate interest rate, policy interest rate for the country. I'm also a economic researcher, and I do kind of more academic related research as well. And I write research papers and get them published and present at conferences and things like that. At the side, I also currently do work on climate change issues as they relate to the macroeconomy as well as on monetary policy. Yep, that's what I do.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much. So, sorry, we will be diving deeper into this, and thank you for the introduction. So, I'll be starting. I'll be asking the first question. Sorry. Okay. The first question is, what is your career and what role do you play? I think you just answered that, but maybe you could tell a bit more detail about it. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm an economist and public policy economist, I guess. So I would do analysis or lead a team that would do analysis on the economy or on the financial conditions of the economy, and we would present our analysis to the Monetary Policy Committee, and then they would make decision on the appropriate policy rate for the country. So what role do I play? As I said, I lead a team that would help to support the analytical work for this committee. I would provide kind of the thinking and framework as well as the guidance needed for the team to do the analysis such that the committee can make good decisions. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. Now we moving on to the second question. So, what you had always wanted to pursue, or when you were young, or perhaps you wanted to become something else? This is always your plan A.
I guess when I was young, I guess it depends how young. So maybe when I was in high school, I was pretty good at math, and I was interested or intrigued by politics. And I was also interested in understand how people work or people think. So I think economics as a field would provided that sweet spot that combined mathematics as well as politics and also understanding human behavior into just one area. So I guess in that sense, it is something that was intriguing to me, and I was interested in that. And I think I didn't really just wanted to be purely academic in nature, or neither did I want to go into the private sector kind of as a first port of call. And I was more interested to do public policy. So that was why I ended up in the central bank.
Sorry. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Because I know many people, I know many people who, when they were young, they wanted to be something else, but as they grew up, fate But yeah, that was very interesting. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll be moving on to the next question. What impact do you think you have made on society?
I think that's a very difficult question to answer. I I guess we can only be faithful to what we are able to do at a given point in time. So I think I've tried to be as faithful as I can, given the skills and um opportunities that I have had to hopefully contribute to public policy in Malaysia. Um, I I think there were a lot of projects that I have done in my past, 13 years, I guess, in the central bank. It's hard to pinpoint or kind of measure the impact. But for example, I guess maybe to give example, so I think last year, in 2022, the central bank kind of raised its interest rates. So that wasn't my decision necessarily because I'm not part of the committee that made the decision. But I think I helped or contributed by providing the analysis for them. That was perhaps helpful for them to make some decision. I was also the part of the team that was in the secretariat and we were involved in communication, how to communicate the policy that the committee has made to the public. So I think we made some inroads in terms of making a very complicated issue a little bit more accessible to the public who may not understand the nitty-gritty of economics. So maybe perhaps we contributed in that sense. But I want to say that whatever contribution that I have made, it was always in the context of a team. So I would give credit to the team that I work with, who have been really amazing as we work together to provide, to contribute to society. But hopefully we did something. But I think everything, I think the jury would still be out as to measure whether the impact is great enough or not. But I think all we could do was to be faithful and I think courageous, I guess, at some level to do what we needed to do at that time. Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting to hear. Okay, so thank you so much for answering that. Okay, so this is the second last question. Um, what are the biggest challenges you have faced throughout your career? And like perhaps like if everything has gone smoothly, like maybe during your studies or during your time in university.
I think there were a lot of challenges along the way. I guess as when I was a junior, I guess I was working in an organization that had many layers and a lot of different stakeholders. And when one is young, I guess one can find navigating the web a little bit difficult because we don't really have the big picture in mind, or we don't know what a big picture is. So it can be very challenging to navigate that. When I became a manager, it was also challenging to manage different types of people, including managing the boss as well as managing the peers. So those would be challenging as well. Right now, I must say that I have two young children. Managing, having a family as well as, still wanting to deliver good output at work. Those also would be challenging to manage, to balance as well. So I don't think it's I think the challenges would evolve as one progresses through one's career, and the challenges would look different. But I think the most important part of it is perhaps to keep moving and keep wanting to learn and improve, because challenges can also be opportunities. So to be open, I guess, to new opportunities that come one's way. Yeah.
Wow, that's very inspiring. because like
Yeah.
I know that many people they face like great challenges and like sometimes challenges they they lead you to like opportunities and help you learn and stuff and yeah, they help you progress. So thank you for that. Okay, now I'm moving on to our last and final question. What advice do you give to students who aspire to achieve what you have achieved?
Um, advice. I think everyone has their own path, and sometimes discovering that path may take some time. So I shared my story, and it may seem that I discovered my path at an early age, but I think that's probably only true in terms of its broad strokes. But there are so many departments within public policy, or so many organizations that do public policy, and there are so many types of public policies that one can do. And you wouldn't know until you try it out. And there isn't an obvious fit, for everyone at the outset. So don't be disappointed with yourself, and give yourself a lot of grace and time to discover who you are, because we are all growing, including me. I know it seems strange, but I think we are all growing, and the moment that one doesn't want to grow, that's when I think, that's when trouble starts really. So it's never too late to change course in one's career. It's also never too late to learn something new. So I was telling my friend yesterday that there is a very famous Nobel Prize winning economist, and he's in his 80s, I think, or late 70s or early 80s, and he still decided to learn like new things every day, and I found him very inspiring. So I think it's just keep going, and things may not be that easy at the beginning, but don't give up, and it just just keep learning. I think having a learning posture is very important. Yeah. And it called I call it having a growth mindset. So yeah, just keep going, and keep learning. And yeah. So maybe one more advice, sorry, if I may. I think it's also important to know your own true compass in life, your true value. Because sometimes an organization may not be able to give you everything that you want. And I don't think any organizations are set up to please all its employees all the time. So to look at external validation, say in the form of promotion or in the form of pay, I'm not saying they're not important, but they shouldn't be your only compass in life, because the moment you don't get that, it might be very difficult to carry on. So that goes back to my first point, is having this inner desire to keep learning and keep growing regardless of what's happening, in terms of whether you're promoted or not, or whether you're getting the validation you need from your boss or not, because those things are important, but they shouldn't be the most important thing that drives you to grow. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's very inspiring to like students and even people who are working already and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for that answer. It was very inspiring and I really enjoyed our time today. Thank you so much for being here and I hope I see you again one day. Okay.